Today's topic is something that I know so many of us struggle with, especially at this time of year, and I'm just as guilty. It's that all or nothing thinking, that idea that I have to do it all perfectly, I have to do it all right, whatever right is. I have to do everything exactly the way it's meant to be, or I'm just not going to do anything at all. And oh my gosh, if I look back at my life, I can see this method of thinking in so many different areas. But you know what? A lot of people will tell you it's a mindset issue. You just need to think differently about it. But really, it's a nervous system response. This idea that I either have to do it all or I have to do nothing. It is a survival mechanism. So, what is all or nothing thinking? I mean, you can probably answer that question just as well as I can. But it's that voice inside of us, right? It's that voice inside of us that says, if I mess up even once, I've failed. If I mess up, whatever messing up is for you, that means I have failed. So you know what? I'm just not going to do anything at all, because if I don't do anything, then I can't mess it up and I can't fail. Um, it's also that voice that says, if I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. Perfection. No such thing. Perfection does not exist. Perfection is an unattainable goal. No one alive on this planet right now is perfect. No one does everything right all the time. The scriptures even tell us that. There is none good, no, not one. No one can do everything perfect all the time. Perfection, it's unattainable. So there's so many of us out there that think if I can't do something perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. So if I don't do it, then I can't mess it up, which means perfection is still attainable, but it's not. All or nothing thinking is that voice inside of you that says, if I rest today, I have to make up for it tomorrow. I have to push myself even harder tomorrow if I take today off. Oh my word. As an entrepreneur, right? Somebody who's in business for myself, somebody who's sitting over here in my little home office, trying to make things, happen, trying to make things work. If I rest today, there's going to be so much more on my plate tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Well, I better not rest, because how could I possibly accomplish everything that I was supposed to do today if I also have to accomplish everything that I'm doing tomorrow? Like, that is totally unattainable. Well, then I better not ever rest. I better just keep pushing through. All or nothing thinking. And this pattern, this survival pattern, is just rooted in fear. It's that fear that I can't accomplish, that I can't do the things. It's fear. And your body is actually trying to protect you. Your mind and your body are trying to protect you from what it perceives as failure or even emotional overwhelm. Our minds are freaking awesome and can accomplish so much. One of the things that our mind does for us, and it does it very well, is it protects us. It keeps us safe. So not doing the things is a method of keeping you safe. All or nothing thinking is a method of keeping you safe from perceived failure. So all or nothing thinking keeps you from starting small. This is one of the things that I do talk about with my clients. Like, we think that the only thing worth celebrating is something massive. Like, I had $1 million month. I haven't. I'm just saying that would be massive, right? We think that's the only thing that's worth celebrating. Well, what if, for me, what if just supporting someone in a Pathway to Peace call, helping them see that it is possible to have the life that they desire. That's small. That's a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but also in the grand scheme of things, it's massive because for that one person, it's made a huge difference. So all or nothing thinking keeps you from starting small. What is one small thing you can do today to move you toward your goals? One small thing doesn't have to be massive. All or nothing thinking wrecks your peace with shame. Shame is the lowest vibrational emotion on the human spectrum. And shame, the feeling of shame, is just an emotion that's meant to inform your experience of life. The problem with shame is we tend to take it on as an identity instead of just allowing it to be an emotion that moves through us to help accomplish a goal. So all or nothing thinking leads to shame. Think about a time in your life when you decided to not do something because doing even the smallest amount of it would have felt like too much. And then think about how you felt afterwards for not even trying to pursue that thing. That leads to that feeling of shame. Unfortunately, like I said, so many of us take on shame as an identity, but we also can allow shame to get stuck in our bodies. And that dissonant frequency of shame interferes with the normal function inside your body. All or nothing thinking prevents us from achieving sustainable habit change. If you read the books like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or there's a ton of like habit books out there. What's that? Atomic Habits, like all these habit books. You know, they say 28 days of doing something will create a new habit. Well, all or nothing thinking prevents you from even taking that first small step toward creating a new habit. And habit change doesn't have to be massive. Small steps are sustainable steps. But that all or nothing thinking prevents you from even taking the first step towards sustainable habit change. And all or nothing thinking triggers burnout faster than anything else. I just posted a reel on Instagram today about this exact thing. I'm a Gen Xer, which if you're in this group, you probably are too. But I grew up believing that all of the work had to be done before I could do anything for myself, whether that was take care of myself or go have fun. And that worked for me when I was younger. It worked for me until it didn't. And right now, that does not work for me. I'm pushing 60. I'm not almost 60. It's not like next year or anything for me, but I'm on the downside of the 50s, right? I'm on the downside of the 50s. So I'm going towards 60. And this idea of pushing and to get it all done does not work for me anymore. I have to take care of myself so that I can care for the men in my life. And if I do not take care of myself, I cannot take care of them. My body does not work the way that it did in my 20s. Can you believe that? Oh my word. My body does not work like it did back in my 20s. Which just, I mean, of course it doesn't. I'm not 20 anymore. But if I push myself and push myself and push myself without taking the time to care for myself, you've heard the phrases, right? You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to put on your oxygen mask first. It's true. And the sooner we learn to do that, the better everyone in our lives are. So all or nothing thinking triggers burnout, because if I were to continue to try and push through everything, my body would give out. My body will give out if I do that. So how can you shift this all or nothing thinking? Well, let's start with some nervous system. Let me try that again. Let's start with some nervous system safety. This is the job of your nervous system, to make sure that you are safe so that you can survive this life that you have. So start with some safety. Start by getting your nervous system to recognize that you are safe. Couple of ways to do that is through breath exercises. Like you can use the 5-5-7 breath, you can use box breathing, you can just breathe really deep belly breath, take a couple of extra sips at the top, take a couple of extra sips of breath, as much as you can get into your lungs, because most of us just breathe at the top. We never really take those deep belly breaths, and that forces you to do that. Another way that you can tell your nervous system that you are safe is through the act of compassion. Oh my word. You could actually be compassionate with yourself instead of beating yourself up. How many times do you look in the mirror and say something negative? How often do you think to yourself, oh my gosh, if I had only, like, be compassionate with yourself. When you are judgmental of yourself, basically you're saying you're no good. And of course, your nervous system's going to fight that because the nervous system's job is to keep you safe, that survival part of you. You could reframe, right? You could just reframe this all or nothing thinking. You could reframe it and say, you know what? Some of this, some of whatever it is that you're doing is still sacred. Like folding laundry. What if I just get it folded and I don't get it all put away today? Doing some is still sacred. And you know what? You can give yourself permission to move in micro moments. Growing up, Saturday was our cleaning day. We had to do, and when I say we, I mean my brother, my sister, and I were each assigned a weekend, rotating weekends, where one of us had to do all the laundry, which included ironing all of the clothes that needed to be ironed. One of us was responsible for cleaning on Saturday, and the other one was responsible for doing dishes all week. I mean, like it was all or nothing for us. But you get to choose micro moments. What if? What if I just get the dishes done tomorrow morning instead of tonight? One gentle choice still counts. It builds trust inside your body and it rewires your brain for peace, not pressure. We put so much undue pressure on ourselves. It's ridiculous. So if this is hitting home, if this is hitting you, maybe it's because you're ready to start making these changes. Maybe you're ready to start moving forward. Maybe you're ready to start doing things differently. And you know what? I'm here to help. I'm here to help make those shifts possible. And you can book a free 15-minute Pathway to Peace call, and we can talk about where you are and what you may need. That call is an opportunity to ask me questions about what it would be like to work together, how I can support you through whatever it is that you are trying to shift. You know what? Comment peace below, and I'll just send you the link so you can schedule that call. We do not have to live in extremes. It does not have to be all or nothing. We get to choose how we move through this life. I know it may not feel like that right now for you. It may feel like I have to do it all and I have to do it all right. I have to do it all perfectly, whatever right and perfectly is. I've been there. But we get to choose how we move through this life.